Hi everyone, welcome to Nikechen TV. My name is Tade and I'll be speaking about 5 reasons why I love Canada. So my previous video I spoke about why things I found annoying about Canada, but that's just a tip of the total experience. There's a lot to love about Canada. The first thing I'm going to say, which sort of counters what I said in my previous video, was the weather. The number one thing I love about Canada is the weather. So the Canadian weather doesn't stay the same. Every 4 months you get to experience a new weather. And the fact that you have that super cold weather, super warm, fall, spring, that full, having a different taste of the experience enhances your life experience in a very subtle way. You get to wear different clothes for different seasons. You also get to enjoy each seasons, right? During the winter, you can go you can go skiing, you can build snowmen, do all those things, wear your coats, look fancy. And during the fall and spring, you can always dress down with your light leather jackets, your nice boots. And during the summer, rock your shorts, rock your sneakers and your socks, and go for a beach event, go hiking, rent a house by the lakes. So because of the different weathers that they have, there is so much activity to be done in Canada generally, and that's one thing that I really love about Canada. The second thing I love about Canada has to be the passport. The Canadian passport ranks as one of the most powerful passports in the world, in top 10. It offers you visa-free travel access to over 170 countries. And as someone who's experienced not having a powerful passport, and as someone who sees the power of a Canadian passport, the experiences are completely different. The fact that countries where you had to get your bank statement, get your letter of your employer will know every time you're traveling, you need to constantly prove that you're going to come back to your country. As a Canadian, you don't face that burden. All you literally have to do is get your passport, get your ticket, and voila, appear in the country you want to appear to. And aside the traveling part, there's also the privileges that comes with having a Canadian passport. You're more likely to be employed globally when you have a Canadian, when you're well educated, well skilled, and Canadian. And also when you want to open businesses, if you're a Canadian business that you want to open a branch or a business in Vietnam, even in Nigeria, United States, Mexico, Mexico, you're welcomed. So that privilege of being Canadian, travel access, business, employment is priceless. It can change your life in a way that not having it, you didn't know by not having it, you're being limited this way. So that's one thing I don't take for granted by having a Canadian passport. Another reason to love Canada is the social safety net. The Canadian government goes an extra mile to ensure that as long as you're law-abiding, properly skilled, you will always be fine. There's so many jobs. They might not be the highest paying jobs, but the chances of you running out of jobs for 3 months and not having anything to eat and just completely collapsing is very minimal even in Canada, because Canada has lots of proper social safety net. They even have housing schemes for the homeless people where they put people. To be honest with you, I don't want to live there, but nonetheless, it's better to have a housing scheme for homeless people than to just leave them on the streets. And there's also free health care. This is something you also take for granted. I had a friend who had a major problem, and because of the health system, and they were able to do a free surgery for him. So I was just wondering if it was somewhere else that, even if it was the United States, that is quote unquote wealthier than Canada, they don't have a free healthcare system. If you're sick in the United States, you can get bankrupt over your health. So that free healthcare, social safety net program, and also helping the country's poorest, the people that are disabled, and all those policies, they really improve the social fabricness of Canada. That's the one thing that I come to fall in love with Canada. There's that social safety. No matter how bad it gets, you would always have a minimum. You will eat, you will have a house to sleep under. You're not gonna be on the streets and be dying. And one more thing to like about Canada has to be the diversity of Canada. Canada is an immigrant country. They welcome a lot of people from different parts of the world. If you're coming from a homogeneous society, this is a great way to learn how to coexist with people who live and think differently from you. Canada has the Indian community, the Chinese community, the European community, even the African community as well. So to see that global city where you can literally get Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food, Nigerian food, Caribbean food, Brazilian food, Mexico food. I'm a foodie, so for me, that's one reason why I love to live in a multicultural city. So I can get to experience different cultures, different cultural foods, and just see how they eat. So that's one thing that Canada definitely meets me in, and I don't take it for granted. Just to, if you want some American food, there's an American restaurant next to you. If you're craving some good Nigerian food, there's a Nigerian restaurant next to you. If you're craving Japanese, literally I have like 20 different cities with their restaurants on my street. So anything I'm craving is just to walk away. I don't have to stress about it. And that's one thing I love about Canada. One more thing I love about Canada, the final thing, is just the freedom and the fact that it's a country that welcomes immigrants from different parts of the world. I've rarely seen, because of the contribution of the immigrant society to the advancement of the Canadian society, I rarely see the demonization of migrants in Canada. And it's a country that also integrates the migrants into the Canadian way of doing things. And the fact that it's chilled, unlike United States, unlike United Kingdom. It's a welcoming country, and it can give you a second chance at life, basically, because it's starting out fresh. That's one thing that I don't take for granted. A lot of people have a lot of successful immigrant stories of who have migrated to Canada and have been able to build something out of themselves. Who, I think, they were back in their country, they would not have been able to do things like that. So yeah, I think those are definitely the 5 reasons why I love Canada.